Rico finds a strange coconut that suddenly begins shaking like it wants to go on an adventure. The coconut spins wildly and pulls Rico into a swirling time vortex he absolutely did not sign up for. Rico lands in prehistoric times where dinosaurs immediately decide he looks like a snack. A king mistakes the coconut for a magical relic and tries to knight Rico before he can escape. The coconut launches them into ancient Egypt, where everything quickly turns into sandy chaos. They land on a pirate ship, where Rico's attempt to blend in almost gets them thrown overboard by confused pirates. Running becomes the only reasonable option when a herd of giant dinosaurs stampedes toward them. Rico is knighted by accident when the coconut floats mysteriously in front of a king. The coconut spins one last time and drops Rico back home just in time for dinner, barely standing. The coconut flashes again, hinting that the wild adventure is definitely not over. Rico wakes up to find his shoes wobbling around like they have their own weekend plans. The magical shoes bolt out the door like they're training for a marathon Rico never agreed to join. Rico discovers his shoes hosting a full dance party with overly enthusiastic garden gnomes. One shoe jumps onto Rico's head, while the other turns him into the world's most unwilling cowboy. The shoes spin together and blast sparkles everywhere, creating a tornado of socks and total chaos. The shoes finally calm down, only to tie themselves to Rico's feet and sprint him away at cartoon speed. The shoes drag Rico into a supermarket where they cause the most ridiculous grocery disaster ever. Rico's shoes zoom him through the school hallway, turning it into a chaotic obstacle course. Rico shoots down a massive slide so fast he becomes a blur and terrifies every pigeon in sight. At the end of the day, the shoes throw their own rock concert while confused neighbors watch in pajamas. Rico proudly shows off a giant watermelon he found, unaware that it has a ticklish nose. The watermelon suddenly lets out an explosive sneeze, blasting Rico backward like a rocket. Rico tries to calm the trembling watermelon, but another sneeze sends leaves, hats, and even a chicken flying through the air. Rico straps a tiny tissue to the watermelon's nose, hoping it can stop the chaos. The watermelon finally sneezes one last time, so powerful it launches itself into the sky like a green meteor. Rico watches it disappear over the clouds and sighs, realizing he just lost the world's first sneeze-powered fruit. Moments later, the watermelon parachutes back down wearing sunglasses, ready for more adventures with Rico. Rico feels a tiny tummy rumble, but he has no idea it's about to become a disaster. A small fart slips out, spinning through the air like a gentle gust of wind. Suddenly, the tiny fart grows and twists into a real spinning mini-tornado right in front of him. The fart tornado grows stronger, sucking up toys, papers, and anything it can grab. Before he can escape, Rico gets pulled into the swirling tornado and spins like a confused superhero. With all his bravery, Rico releases one giant super fart to blast the tornado in the opposite direction. The tornado finally breaks apart, leaving the room messy and Rico standing proudly in the chaos. But just as he thinks it's over, his stomach rumbles again. Rico found a mysterious bubble bottle that said, "Do not shake." So of course he shook it like a drumstick. The very first bubble he blew grew bigger and bigger, until it lifted him into the air like a confused superhero. When he poked it, the bubble exploded into hundreds of tiny hyperactive bubbles that zoomed around the yard. They chased him everywhere, while he slipped, slid, and screamed, completely covered in soap. Then one giant bubble swallowed him whole and rolled him across the yard like a dizzy hamster. Rico finally pressed the off switch on the bottle, but instead of stopping, every bubble burst into rainbow glitter. Just when Rico thought the chaos was over, he sneezed, and suddenly a swarm of tiny bubble clones of himself popped into existence. He tried bouncing on a giant bubble, but it launched him into the sky like a rocket. He tried vacuuming the bubbles, but the vacuum shot out even bigger ones. The bubbles dressed him in bubble beards, bubble helmets, and giant wobbly bubble pans. He even imagined landing on a bubble planet where everything jiggled like jelly. Then a gust of wind created a massive bubble tornado that spun him like laundry. And finally, one tiny bubble grew a face, sneezed, and chased him around laughing. Rico sighed. Bubble trouble was definitely not over.